Hello children, how are you all? Today we will start with moral science. Okay, a new chapter, just chapter number 10. Chapter number 10 is about never be revenging. Okay, the chapter is chapter 10, never be revenging. Revenging, do you understand? If someone has done something wrong with you, and in order to do not feel good and you want to do the same with that person, so that is called revenge. Okay, so hatred is an intense feeling of dislike for someone or something, and it generally arises due to revenging attitude and past rivalry. It often leads to violence. An eye of an eye is a wrong principle. Its consequences is continued violence for a long time. It is wise to settle the disputes calmly. Love extended in reply. Love extended in reply to hatred and ends the hatred forever. So here the meaning is hatred is a very intense feeling that comes from within, that you dislike somebody or something, and it arises because of your revenging attitude. And if that person has done something wrong with you in the past, what happens when you get this attitude of revenging? Sometimes it often leads to violence, and the consequences is continued violence for a long or for the long time. So what we need to do is, it is a very wise thing to settle all these disputes calmly. Okay, need to listen to each other why the other person did something wrong with you, maybe because some reason is there behind it. So you should sort this out by sitting calmly. Okay, children, instead of hatred we should learn to plant the seeds of love within ourselves. So you know that everything whatever we want to make change, okay, that should start from us. So we'll read this poem which is written on this page. Love when it doesn't seem that the sun is not going to shine. So you need to love uh, every time. However, there is in the poem it is given, when you don't see, when it doesn't seem that the sun is going to shine, then you also love when you are having a difficult time, putting the painful memories behind. In your difficult time also you need to love by putting your painful memories, the difficult memories, behind. Love when the floods seem like and they cannot get thee any higher, when the rain seems to be getting bad and the storm seems to be getting worse. So all the bad and the worst conditions in this poem the writer is telling us. But we need to love in each and every situation. Love for the sake of being an emotional, healthy, and a peaceful person. Love even you are tempted to return evil for evil. Love out of obedience, and know that God's love knows how to love all people. Everybody knows that how the God loves people. We are the children of God, right? It doesn't matter who is poor, who is rich, okay, who looks average, who looks smart or beautiful, right? It doesn't make any difference in the God's eye when it comes to people, because we all are the children of God and He treats each and every child equally. Love because although you may not see the solution, it doesn't mean the solution is not there. We have heard this term that there is a solution of every problem. We just need to see the brighter side of it, right? Love when you had enough of being the only one who cares. Love simply because it is the right thing to do. Love because it strengthens others, not to mention what it will do for you. So you need to give love in every situation, okay? When even you do not know what you are going to get in return. Okay? Love is the answer to the problems even before the problem is solved. So with the love and within the understanding, we can resolve all the problems that we must be having, or any rivalry with the other people. Okay, love your way through the fears and worries. That you find yourself constantly thinking of love because it is the healer and deliver that makes problem to be solved. So love is the only thing which can heal, which can cure the problems. Okay, and the big problems can also be solved because of your loving behavior or the attitude. Love because it conquers all. So we'll read this small story. Love ends hate. Once a powerful king, Brahmadatta, okay, he was ruling over the kingdom of Kasi. One day he decided to invade the neighboring small kingdom of Kosala. King Digiti, the king of Kosala, did not have a large army. He knew that many people would be killed in the war, so along with his queen, he fled away. He distinguished himself as a holy man and lived in the poor section of another kingdom. Okay, because some King Brahmadatta was about to invade his kingdom as the king of Kosala, King Digiti. He did not have a large army. He did not have the large army, and he already knew that if Brahmadatta will come with his army, he is going to kill many in the war. Okay, so what he did, he went away from Kosala to the poor section of another kingdom. Okay, and Digiti had a son also. His named was Digavu. So as to keep Digavu away from the Brahmadatta king, Digiti sent him away, far away, to learn science and craft. So he sent some Digiti, some Dighavu, far from him also, to learn the science and the craft. One day a person recognized King Digiti and informed about the same to Brahmadatta. King Brahmadatta man came and captured King Digiti and his queen, and that very day Dighavu also came to see his parents. He was astonished to see that his parents were dragged, but he was powerless to help them. On seeing Dighavu, King Digiti said, "Don't be short sighted, don't be long sighted. For violence is not settled by violence, but violence is settled by non violence." So here the king is trying to tell his son, okay, don't be short sighted. You don't have to see the things in a very small time, okay, but don't be long sighted. You should not also take a very long time to see the things. But he is also teaching his son that the violence is not settled by violence. It would be better if you solve the violence with the non-violence. So later both King Digiti and his queen were killed. So as to save himself, Dighavu hid himself in the forest. Days, months, and then years passed. Dighavu grew up to become a very good singer. One day King Brahmadatta heard his voice and he was very impressed, but could not recognize Dighavu. He even asked Dighavu to become a courtier in his palace. One day Dighavu, the King Brahmadatta, went for hunting and they somehow got separated from the hunting party. On their way, the king became tired and he dismounted from the chariot, rested his head on Dighavu's lap, and slept. It was at this time that Dighavu's blood started boiling. Yes, he was the only one who killed his parents. He is my parents. So his blood started boiling. He remembered that how brutal Brahmadatta was towards his parents. He immediately caught hold of his sword and pulled it out of its sheath. Suddenly, the last words of his father echoed in his ear. Okay, as he became frightened, he was in the dilemma. King Brahmadatta woke up, seeing the singer with the naked sword. He himself he became frightened and he asked the singer who he was. At this, Dighavu introduced himself as the son of King Digiti. King Brahmadatta started trembling with fear because he pleaded and then he pleaded with Dighavu not to kill him. He also added, I was just expanding my kingdom in the past when your kingdom was stronger than that of mine. Your forefathers had killed of my forefathers. After thinking for a while and honoring the last word of his father, Dighavu decided not to kill Brahmadatta. He threw away his sword and offered friendship to Brahmadatta. Brahmadatta also reciprocated his feelings and both decided to end the long-lasting hate that existed between their kingdoms. As a gesture showing love, Brahmadatta returned the kingdom of Kosala to Dighavu and made him the new king. So you have seen how when Dighavu's blood was boiling to kill Brahmadatta, then suddenly what happened? His father's last word echoed in his ears. What was his last words? That violence cannot be end with the violence, but violence can be end with the non-violence. He was about to kill Brahmadatta, but at the same time his father's last word echoed in his ears and he dropped the idea of killing Brahmadatta. And he offered a friendship to him, and what Brahmadatta did? King Brahmadatta, he returned the kingdom of Kosala back to Dighavu and he also made him a new king. I hope you all are clear of about this chapter. Never be revenging. So you should also keep this attitude. Never be revenging. Always love. Give love to everyone. Okay. Hatred can only be removed with the love. So what you need to do is, in the exercise you will do the question answers in your copy, and do these activities in your book on page number 54 and page number 53. You need to do the question answer in your moral science copy. Okay, we'll meet in the next class. God bless you everyone.